What's up, Burly Nation? Welcome back to another episode of my Bed and Adventure playthrough. I'm gonna continue working on the tree farm today. Sorry that this video is a day late. I was dealing with finals, not in the way you would expect. Normally when people say, oh, I'm late because I was dealing with finals, it's because they were studying. I'm late because my roommate didn't have any finals, so he just like chilled in this room all day. I couldn't record anything because he wouldn't leave. I have 2 finals later today, but my average in those 2 classes is a 98, so I'm not too concerned about that. I also took a final yesterday that was at 8 a.m. I set an alarm for 6:30. I woke up at 7:55. I was like, well, I guess I can't eat breakfast now. Went to class, finished the final an hour early. I'll probably get like a high B on it, I feel like. Alright, but today's topic is the new Kanye West album that's coming out. Recently, Kanye announced that he and Ty Dolla $ign are making a collab album called Vultures, and they did a listening party for it in Miami. It was similar to the Donda listening parties where he went to that big stadium and just played all his new songs. Only instead of a big stadium, it was just like some club, and it was kind of less exciting. Now people were saying, oh, look at how Kanye fell off. He went from playing in stadiums to had a club in Miami with Aiden Ross and I Show Speed. But like, I think if Kanye really wanted to, he could have gotten a stadium for the listen party. I know originally he was supposed to do it in Italy, at a stadium there, but they ended up delaying it to finish the album and work on it more. And then they just went to Miami to do it there. I don't think it really is that big of a deal. Now as for the actual songs that we heard at the listen party, there are some positives and there are some negatives. I think after thinking about it more and having like a day to really like listen to all the songs over and over again, I think there is more good than I originally thought, but there are still some pretty big issues with the project. I'm gonna just go over all the tracks we've heard so far one by one and give you guys my thoughts on them. The first one, Everybody, with Charlie Wilson, and I think Lil Baby. Lil Baby's part was so short, it like almost seemed like a mistake. At every listening party Kanye does, usually you have people saying, oh, these tracks are unfinished, they sound super lazy and like they could do so much more with them. But here they sounded like old versions of the tracks that not just were like they were unfinished, but they were like they had been updated and Kanye was just playing older versions for some reason. And there have been like verified sources that have said like, yeah, the listen party was just Kanye playing songs on his phone, and the crowd would just chant songs that they knew were going to be on the album, and Kanye would try to find a version he had on his phone and play it. So I think with Everybody, this is one of those songs that's probably an old version, is what we heard, because Lil Baby's part is super weird. It's like barely a feature, and Kanye's verse on this might be his worst verse on the entire album. I remember hearing the beat for this track in like a snippet before, like in that video of Kanye in Saudi Arabia looking at like the ocean line or whatever, and I was like, this is gonna be fire. I don't care what Kanye says over it, I'm gonna be listening to it. And I was not expecting this though. I might have to go back on my statement. The beat is fine. Ty Dolla does a good verse. If Kanye wants this to be like a classic song, he needs to work on his verse for this. I'm really hoping that this was an unfinished song and he went back and redid it. Alright, the next song we heard was Slide, which a lot of people on like good ass subs seem to really enjoy, but I honestly don't really remember anything about this song. I just remember in my notes I have average. Kanye was mixed a little weirdly, but there's no like big issues. I also said production might sound better on the actual release, because like I said before, apparently Kanye was just playing these songs through an aux cord on his phone. The audio quality will probably be better when you're just listening to it straight up on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. I don't really have too much to say about this song. I didn't think it was bad, I just thought it was kinda alright. Then we had the song that was just Northwest, Kanye's daughter, singing. And people are like, really seem to love this song. And I like kinda understand why. But like, at the end of the day, it's just an 11-year-old girl singing over James Blake moaning. Like, is this really what you want to be listening to? Like, there's no Kanye or Ty Dolla $ign on the song. I don't know where their parts are. I thought at first it was like an outro to Slide, but I don't think that's the case. I also just don't really like the James Blake production either. Usually, I can kind of get behind what he's doing, but in this song I just find him annoying. Maybe it'll grow on me if this actually comes out. We don't really know what the song was in the track list. There's like multiple songs that weren't in the track list that Kanye ended up playing, and so I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, just kind of because it's like a Northwest song, it's almost like an interlude. I don't really see myself ever listening to this on my free time, even if Ty and Ye end up getting a verse on the track. And also, as people kind of pointed out, it seems to be like either mocking Drake for getting his son on his album, which I also didn't really like and thought was just boring and annoying, or it's just like he's inspired by Drake and genuinely thinks what he did was cool. And so either way, I don't think it's very interesting. Maybe on the standalone album with Kanye, it would have made more sense, but on the Ty Dolla $ign album, like, just what are we doing? Alright, next was Beg Forgiveness, which was literally just like a Chris Brown song. I don't know. Again, Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign don't have any vocals on this song, which, again, adds more credibility to the idea that these songs are all literally not just unfinished right now, but they were old versions of songs that they currently have finished. But honestly, I thought it was pretty good. In fact, immediately following the listening to it on my first listen, I thought it was my favorite song, even though it was clear it was pretty unfinished, just because I thought it had so much potential to really sound good and sound amazing. Like, Chris Brown wasn't mixed very well on this song. That can be fixed when you finish the song. The production was also pretty bare bones, but I thought it fit the theme of the song. Create a nice atmosphere. Next up is Good On Up. Some people seem to think this is paid, probably because the chorus is Ty Dolla $ign going, "I'm just here to get paid," over and over again. I'm like 95% sure this isn't paid though, because he actually played paid at like a separate listening event at that restaurant. And that song, it has like a Future verse on the intro, and just the production is completely different. It's so much more high energy. I'm not sure why Kanye and Ty didn't play that song in this listening party. I'm pretty sure this song is separate and it's called Get On Out of Here or whatever. So I like Ty Dolla $ign's part on this song a lot. I do think just watching the listening party, it was a little ironic because I just kept going, "I'm just here to get paid," and you look at the back and you have like Kodak Black and Lil Durk and Offset and Bump J all just standing around not doing anything at the listening party. Like, they were just there to get paid. I also thought Kanye's part, kind of like everybody, he kind of ruins the song when he comes in with his high-pitched voice. I don't know why he was doing that. But honestly, after listening to it a few more times, it is starting to grow on me. Even if Kanye doesn't re-record his like verse on the song, I think I'll still enjoy it when the album ends up coming out. The production's really good. Oh, that's kind of to be expected on every song because it's a Kanye project. Okay, River is the next song. And this is another like fan favorite that was played because people really like the Young Thug verse. People really like Kanye's verse in comparison to everybody. The song I just mentioned and some I'll get to in a moment. And then the outro is really good too with Ty Dolla $ign singing over the Leon Bridge sample. And now I do like this song, and if it came out like it did, I'd probably like listen to it, save it in my like songs and stuff. But I just feel like the transitions between the three separate parts are a bit like kind of clunky and don't really work that well. Like, it just kind of ends and then starts. So there, down I go. Like, you have Young Thug rapping over the pretty like bouncy beat, if I remember correctly, and then Young Thug just stops and the beat stops, and then Kanye starts rapping with an entirely new beat and new flow and everything. Sometimes artists are able to pull it off, like on Life Is Good by Future and Drake. I feel like that worked pretty well. And maybe it'll work better on like the actual release, but just listening to it through Kanye's iPhone at a listening party, it did not sound that good. I think it's similar to Beg Forgiveness, where it's a good song. I'd probably listen to it as is anyway, but it's clear there's more potential the song has to be good. Next song they played was Forever Rolling, which features Lil Baby. I don't think Ty Dolla $ign had a verse on this part. I might be wrong about that though. Let's see what I have written in my notes. This song, it wasn't anything that special, but I did enjoy it. I thought Kanye and Lil Baby had good verses. But again, like a bunch of other songs we've listened to, people are confused over whether it's actually on the album. because there's no song called Forever Rolling on the track list. Just like how there was no song called Get Up on Outta Here. And there's no song that seems to be the Northwest freestyle. However, I have my own theory for this song in particular, because there's a producer named Forever Rolling who works with Nardo Wick a lot, and Nardo Wick and Lil Baby are kind of good friends now. So I feel like them just mentioning Forever Rolling over and over and over again could be like a producer tag or something. And the actual song's name is like one of the ones we haven't heard yet. Like, I don't think we've heard Worship yet. We haven't heard the outro track Unlock. Maybe Kanye played the outro track and put a Lil Baby on it. I hear zombies. Okay, so then on the live stream, it shut down for like 5 minutes because there was like a fight in the arena or in the club where they were playing, and then the live stream just like pooped itself. So they had to like hit that back up. But while they were waiting, they just kept on playing new music, and one of the songs they played was a Kodak Black and Bad Bunny collab, which is insane. You can hear it in the Aiden Ross live stream he did, and there's also like this really popular video right now of Kodak Black dancing while that song plays. And I'm being 100% real, this is probably the best thing I heard the entire time. I'm not even that big of a Kodak Black fan, but for some reason I just think his verse is so fire. I'm very excited to see how the hell Bad Bunny fits into this, because I kind of heard the production, it does sound like a Bad Bunny song. Also like how Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign do their parts. I think it's pretty funny how probably objectively the two biggest collab artists Kanye and Ty have for this album are Bad Bunny and Playboi Carti. But when they were at the listen party, when they played a Bad Bunny song, their stream goes down and nobody can hear it. And when they play the Playboi Carti song, they get shut down and nobody can hear it. So I'm very surprised at Bad Bunny and Kodak Black song around here. I really hope it's on the album. I'm not sure if Bad Bunny knows he's on the album, because I saw like a Bad Bunny fan account being like, oh, these vocals are old and they're from a Tory Lanez song that never got released. And I was like, Kanye just like buy the vocals from somebody, and now Bad Bunny doesn't even know he's featured. Alright, now we have Back to Me, which a lot of people have already given their thoughts on, because that's the song where Kanye says the ridiculous line that is so long, I don't even like know it. It's just something about beautiful big titty women. Now Freddie Gibbs' part is good. I like Freddie Gibbs' verse. And Ye actually has a first verse that nobody really paid attention to that was also alright. And Ty Dolla $ign's like was good. And the production was good. Really the only problem was just that one line Kanye kept saying over and over again. And some people have tried to defend it being like, oh, Kanye's always said stupid stuff. Like on Father Stretch My Hand where he says the bleached asshole line. On Ye, none of us would be here without cum. So stuff like that. But on those songs, Kanye at least made it sound good. Like, it may not have been a objectively good lyric, but the way Kanye raps or sings those lines, he's able to pass it off like you're just listening to a normal song. That's what I think is one of the biggest issues with this project, is that it's not just that Kanye's lyrics are bad, it's also like his flow is bad, his like rhythm is bad. It just needs a complete reworking. It's the same thing with the Burger King line on Everybody. Like, he's able to pull off a Taco Bell and KFC line in that song on Donda, because he is just able to like sing it well. It's a goofy line, but at least he's singing well. Here, his flow is just like horrendous. It sucks. Oh, I've also heard that apparently Quavo and Offset are supposed to feature on this song. I'm hoping what happened is Kanye has his first verse, and then those two are supposed to come in, but because he was playing an old version of the song, there was like instead of that we got the second Kanye verse where he's just kind of messing around. Then he played Vultures, which is already released. There's not much to say about that. After listening to it some more, I kind of feel like it is growing on me, just a little bit. It's not anything crazy, but it's just kind of a nice chill song to listen to. And honestly, cutting out the Little Dirk, even though it wasn't a very popular decision, I think makes this song overall better, but because it's not as long. I like Bump J's verse though. That's like something I'm willing to take to my grave. I never knew who Bump J was before this week, but now I'm excited to see where he goes. The last song he played at the event was New Body, which is one we've already heard and we've heard since 2018. there's not much to say about it. I'm just glad that we finally get to hear it again. Hopefully it's gonna be out on Spotify. The Nicki Minaj verse still seems to be there, which I'm happy about. And some people don't really like how Kanye still has mumble in his verse, but I'm just thankful that we get this song at all. I don't really care about that, it still sounds good. Of course, there's more songs that are gonna be on the album that we either have heard but just weren't played at the party for some reason, or we just straight up haven't heard. The Cardi song Fuck Some with Quavo, that song is supposed to be on the album, and we've heard a few snippets of it here and there. Sounds alright, but since we don't really have a full song to go off of yet, I'm not really sure what to think of it. Same thing with that Future song I mentioned earlier. Overall, I think it's clear the project has a lot of promise. I'm hoping Kanye's verses will be a lot better on the official release. If all the songs really were old versions that Kanye had since worked on but just wasn't playing for some reason, then this theory, I'm pretty hopeful that this theory is correct. But otherwise, I think we might be in for a very strange album. Thank you guys for watching. Before I end this video, I just want to say I'm going to be taking a break from these videos because I'm going on my winter break is starting literally when this video goes up. And I don't really want to have to worry about making Brilly Plays videos while I'm on break. I just want to enjoy it. Maybe work on main channel videos, but that would kind of be all. So see you guys in like a month or something.